Am I audible clearly? Om?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are discussing solutions of linear differential equation, which is in its standard form phi of d into y is equal to function of x. Its general solution is the value of dependent variable, which is a combination of two sub-solutions, complementary function plus particular integral, right? Where the complementary function is a solution of homogeneous differential equation phi of d into y is equal to 0, right? Depending upon the nature of root, we have the formula for the complementary function. We have started with the particular integral. Particular integral can be evaluated with the help of formula 1 upon phi of d into f of x, right? Pi is equals to, where
Sir,
depending
your
upon,
screen is not visible.
okay, thank you. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so phi of d into y is equal to f of x is the standard form of linear differential equation. Its solution is the general or the complete solution, which is the combination of two sub-solutions, complementary function and particular integral. We are discussing now the particular integral, which is uh, obtained with the help of formula pi is equals to pi, particular integral is equals to 1 upon phi of d operated on f of x. So depending upon the nature of this uh, right hand side function, this function, we have the methods to find the particular integral. So the three methods were there. We have started with the first one, general method. General method to find the particular integral. What the general method says, if we have the function phi of d into its factored form, then we have the formulas for the particular integral. The first formula is 1 upon phi of d operated on f of x. Uh, if this phi of d is of this form, 1 upon d minus m, suppose. So that is equals to e to the power mx, integration of e to the power minus mx into f of x dx. This is the formula. Then second, if minus m is root, then d plus m is factor. So the formula is e to the power minus mx, integration of e to the power plus mx, f of x dx. So these are the only main two formulas in the general method. If we have the second order, suppose second order linear differential equation or the higher order linear differential equation, then phi of d will be in terms of its factor. Suppose m1 and m2 are the roots, then d minus m1 into d minus m2 is a factor, right? And when we operate onto f of x, so what we do, we will either operate one of the factor onto this f of x first, and then on solving with the help of the formulas above, we get a function of x onto which we will operate the next factor. So it equals to 1 upon d minus m1 by operating 1 upon d minus m2 on f of x with the help of formula above. Uh, what the formula says, 1 upon d minus m2 f of x is, with the help of first formula, e to the power mx or m2x, integration of e to the power minus m2x f of x dx, right? And when we solve this integration, we will get some function of x. So we will consider this complete as a function of x, another function of x, and onto which we operate this 1 upon d minus m1. So 1 upon d minus m1 onto this f of x will be with the help of same formula. Again, first formula we can operate, and we will get the value of the particular integral required. So in this way, if we have the higher order linear differential equation, uh, we operate the operators or the factors successively onto the f of x. Okay. Or we have one more option to proceed with this. Either we can operate one by one, or we can operate by splitting the operators partially, like 1 upon d minus m1, d minus m2. We can split partially by partial fraction. That will be of the form a upon d minus m1 plus b upon d minus m2. So we all know how to find the values of this a and b, and then by multiplying f of x inside, we can use, will be able to use the first formulas above, first and second. Okay, so these are the important formulas in the general method. Let us discuss one example and then we will proceed with the next method. Example, solve first example, solve d square minus 1 times y equals to e to the power minus x sine of e to the power minus x plus cos of e to the power minus x, cos of e to the power minus. So here the right hand side function is a composite function of exponential and sine. So we do solve this example with the help of general method. So first of all, let us obtain this particular integral, so complementary function, the general solution, which is in already capital D form, right? So the general solution is the value of dependent variable in terms of independent variable, which is a combination of CF and PI, CF plus PI. Right? To find CF, we consider its auxiliary equation. So what is the auxiliary equation here? Let d square plus 1, d square minus 1, right? D square minus 1 into y is equal to 0, because auxiliary, sorry, the complementary, to find the complementary function, we consider its homogeneous equation. That is the right hand side 0. So its auxiliary equation is, क्या है इसका auxiliary equation? Its auxiliary equation is d square minus 1 equal to 0. So we find the roots of this auxiliary equation. What are the roots here? So d equals to, this is of the form a square minus b square. So this can be written as d plus 1 into d minus 1 is equal to 0. So the roots are d equal to minus 1 and plus 1. Yes or no? So with this root, what is the complementary function? These are the real and distinct root. So the complementary function is c1 e to the power minus x plus c2 e to the power x. See, while submitting the homework questions, most of the students have written the complementary function in terms of variable x only. They haven't checked whether the given differential equation have the independent variable is t or x. They have directly written the complementary function in terms of x. That is wrong. Though I have given the full marks there, okay, but that is the wrong. Remember, those full marks only for the submission. Anyways, so and some of the students, suppose if the roots are repeated, one are the roots, then we all know that the complementary function will be of this form: c1 plus c2x, or c1x plus c2 times e raised to x. But most of them have submitted the complementary function as a c1 plus c2 only. That is wrong. Okay, this is the wrong. So I hope the complementary function is clear to everyone. Now to find the particular you can ask your doubts if any by the time. To find the particular integral, to find pi, we start with the formula of pi. Pi क्या होता है? Pi is equals to 1 upon phi of d into f of x, isn't it? We substitute phi of d here. What is phi of d? Phi of d is d square minus 1, and f of x is e to the power minus x, sine of e to the power minus x plus cos of e to the power minus x. Yes? So what we do, uh, to use the general method, we want the factored form of phi of d. So let us write into its factored form, 1 upon d plus 1 into d minus 1. Operate on this e raised to minus x sine of e raised to minus x plus cos of e to the power minus x. Okay, so what we do, we operate this 1 upon d plus 1 first. If I operate 1 upon d plus 1, like 1 upon d plus 1 operated on this function e raised to minus x sine of e raised to minus x plus cos of e raised to minus x. Okay, so what the formula says with the help of general formula, 1 upon d plus m can be written as e to the power mx, where m is 1, so e to the power x. Just see the formula. 1 upon d plus m is e to the power minus mx, integration of e to the power mx f of x dx. So here e to the power 1 upon d plus m, that is d plus 1, is e to the power minus x, integration of e to the power x and into f of x, where f of x is e raised to minus x sine of e raised to minus x plus cos of e raised to minus x dx. ठीक है? So how do we evaluate this integration? First of all, okay. So if you check this function here, this is of the form. Suppose if I call this as a f, then is this the derivative of this f?
Yes, sir.
Because the derivative of cos is minus sine e raised to minus x, and by chain rule e raised to minus x ka derivative minus e raised to minus x. So minus minus will be plus, isn't it? So this is the derivative of this, and this is of the form. Let me write the formula: e to the power x into f plus f dash dx. So how much is this? That is equals to e raised to x f or fx, isn't it? So we use this formula, we get the pi equals to particular integral equals to 1 upon d minus 1 into e raised to minus x into e raised to x into f, where f is cos of e raised to minus x. So that is equals to 1 upon d minus 1 e raised to minus x into e raised to plus x will be e raised to 0, that is 1, into cos of e raised to minus x. Okay, you can ask if any doubt. Now we apply d minus 1 onto this f of x. This is your new f of x. So the formula says 1 upon d minus m is e raised to mx, that is e raised to x, into integration of e raised to minus x cos of e raised to minus x dx, isn't it? So what we do, we substitute for e raised to minus x is equal to t, isn't it? To evaluate this integration, put, or let us consider separately. Integration of e raised to minus x cos of e raised to minus x, put e raised to minus x is equal to t. तो क्या होगा इसका डेरिवेटिव, माइनस e raised to minus x dx becomes dt, isn't it? So we substitute into the integration, therefore integration is equals to integration e raised to minus x cos of e raised to minus x dx becomes integration of cos t, and e raised to minus x dx is minus dt. So that is minus integration of cos t dt. And what is integration of cos? That is sine t, right? But t is, so we substitute the value, therefore pi equals to e raised to x into integration, but the integration is minus sine e raised to minus x. So that is minus e raised to x sine of e raised to minus x. Please check the calculations and let me know if any step is wrong. So therefore, the general solution is or the complete solution is y is equal to cf plus pi. What is cf? Cf is c1 e raised to minus x plus c2 e raised to x plus particular integral is minus e raised to x sine of e raised to minus x. Clear to everyone? You can reply in the chat box also. If it is clear, say yes. If any doubt, please ask any doubt. Is this clear to everyone? So this is how the detailed solution we have to write there in the final exam. Very good. So in this way, the general method is mainly used when the right hand side function, when this right hand side function is either a composite function, or let me write here, if this is either composite function or double exponential function, that is also a composite function, or the inverse trigonometric function, or the functions of the form px upon qx, that is rational function. Okay, so in this case we can use the general method. Okay, so let me raise some questions which you can try at home. For example, d square plus 3d plus 2 times y equal to e to the power x plus cos e to the power x. So you can see this is a composite function. The right hand side is a composite function of exponential and trigonometric function, isn't it? Then second is the same phi of the d square plus 3d plus 2 times y equals to say sine e to the power x. Third, d square minus 1 times y equal to 1 plus e raised to minus x raised to minus 2. Right? Or d2y by dx square minus dy by dx minus 2y equal to 2 log x plus 1 upon x plus 1 upon x square. So these are all the questions which have been asked in the university. Even you can solve this question also. Solve d2y by dx square plus 9y is equal to sec 3x or d2y by dx square plus y equal to cosec x cosec x. ठीक है. So you try these questions with the help of the formulas of general method. Okay, there is no doubt. So let us start with the next method. I hope the screen is visible properly. The next method is second method, that is a shortcut method. To find the particular integral. Okay. Now, as we are trying the particular integral sub solution of this linear differential equation phi of d into y is equal to the function of x. So, depending upon the nature of this right hand side function, this f of x, we have some shortcuts. Depending upon this f of x, we have some shortcuts to get the particular integral. So instead of evaluating the integrations like we have done in the general method, we can directly have the particular integral by the help with the help of formulas. So if the right hand side function is f of x is equal to, suppose, e raised to ax, exponential function, then we have a shortcut. If that right hand side function is a trigonometric function, then we have a shortcut, sine or cos. If that right hand side function is, say, a hyperbolic function, then we have a shortcut. If that right hand side function is a polynomial function of the form x raised to m, like 1 plus x, 1 plus x square, or simply x cube, like this, then we have a shortcut. If that right hand side function is a product of two functions of the form e to the power ax into v, where v is a functions above, then we have a shortcut. If that right hand side function is a product of x into v, where v is a function above, then we have a shortcut. And the seventh one is if that right hand side function is of the form x raised to m sine ax or x raised to m cos ax, then we have a shortcut. So these are the 7 shortcuts we have. If the right hand side function is of this form, out of these forms, 7 forms, then we can apply the shortcut. Otherwise, we have to apply the general method. Okay, so let us discuss one by one. When fx is, first of all, let us prove the method of this exponential function. Anybody want to ask any doubt? Someone have just unmuted. Any doubt, any question? Okay. So, as we all know that the derivative, what is the derivative of e to the power ax? E raised to ax का derivative क्या होता है? It is a e to the power ax, isn't it? If we apply one more d, that is d square. What is d square of e to the power ax? That will be a into a square e to the power ax. If I apply one more d, then that will be d cube of e raised to ax. So that will be a cube. So if I apply a function of d onto e to the power ax, so similar kind of function I'm getting, but that function will be function of a onto the right hand side, right? So I'm getting a function of a onto the right hand side, e to the power ax. Am I clear? So if I take these, if I interchange, because this function is common, this is common to both sides, or in fact the function is same. So if I interchange the role of these operators, this is operator in fact, so if I interchange them, what I'll be getting, 1 upon phi of d e to the power ax, that will be equals to what, 1 upon phi at a e to the power ax, provided that this phi of a must be non-zero. So यहां से मुझे फॉर्मूला मिल गया, therefore pi equals to 1 upon phi of d e to the power ax can be written as 1 upon phi at a e to the power ax, provided that phi of a must be non-zero. So what this first case says, what we'll have to do, we only, if we write pi equal to 1 upon phi of d e to the power ax, then how do we operate the method? What we do, we just simply replace d by a. Yes or no? We are simply replacing d by a. For example, if the particular integral is pi equals to 1 upon say uh, d square plus 2d plus 3 times e raised to 2x. So what the method says, we replace d by a. So what is a here? A क्या
2.
है यहाँ? A is 2. So we simply replace d by 2. So I'll be getting 1 upon 2 square plus 2 into 2 plus 3 e to the power 2x. So that is, how much is this? 4 plus 4, 8 plus 3, 11 e to the power 2x. Right? So this is your particular integral where the d is completely gets eliminated. Clear to everyone? So isn't it the easy, instead of actually evaluating the integral by general method, the shortcut method gives the direct formula or the direct rule to get the particular integral. Hello, is the point clear?
Yes,
Everyone
sir.
please do reply. This is the first step by shortcut method, or first case by shortcut method. Now the point is, uh, let me write again the particular integral pi equals to 1 upon phi of d e raised to ax can be written as 1 upon phi at a to the power ax, provided that phi of a must be non-zero. But now the question is, if this phi of a equal to 0, then what? Like suppose ऐसे हो सकता है ना कि, for example, I'm writing here only 1 upon, if we have uh, d square plus 2d plus 1 suppose, and if we have e raised to minus e raised to x, e raised to minus x suppose. Hmm? Then if I substitute d equal to minus 1, d equal to minus 1, so what we get here, 1 upon minus 1 ka square will be 1, minus 2 plus 1, right? So that will be 0, na? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is called a case of failure. Just a minute, huh? Just a minute. Hello? Huh? Huh? Sorry. So this is called a case of failure. This is, sorry, let me write here. If phi of A equal to 0, then it is called case of failure. So in this case, what we do, what we'll have to do, we'll have to differentiate this phi of D. So in this case, the particular integral will be, therefore, pi equals to 1 upon phi of D e raised to ax को मैं कैसे लिखूंगा? I'll write independent variable which is x here. So x times 1 upon phi dash of D into e raised to ax, and into that I'll replace this D by a. So that becomes, therefore, x into 1 upon phi dash at a e raised to ax. Provided that this phi dash of a must be non-zero. And if it is again 0, if phi dash of a is 0, then it is again called a case of failure. In this case, we again have to take one more derivative and one more independent variable. So pi equals to 1 upon phi of d e raised to ax can be written as, which is equal to x square into 1 upon phi dash, phi double dash at a e raised to ax, provided that is phi double dash of a must be non-zero, and so on. जब तक आपको नॉन जीरो डिनोमिनेटर नहीं मिल जाता, तब तक आपको ये प्रोसेस कंटिन्यू रखना है.
Sir, can you explain this one more?
Yeah. See, if this denominator is 0 on replacing a, then that is called a case of failure. So in case of failure, what we'll have to do, we'll have to differentiate this denominator phi of d, and into that we have to use the case. What the case is? Replace d by a. Yes or no? So we differentiate this denominator with respect to d, and into that, for example, just here, see here, for example, 1 upon d square plus 3d plus 2 times, suppose, e raised to minus 2x is the particular integral. So if I replace d by minus 1, will it be 0? Just check it. Will it be 0? 1
Yes, sir.
upon 1 upon 4 minus 6 plus 2. So that will be 0, right? So that is called a case of failure. So in this case, what we do, we write here, this is the case of failure. This is the case of failure. So therefore, pi equals to 1 upon d square plus 3d plus 2 times e raised to minus 2x को मैं कैसे लिखूंगा? I'll write it independent variable times. So independent variable is x here. So x into 1 upon phi dash. So what is phi dash? इसका derivative क्या है? It is 2d plus 3 times e raised to minus 2x. And into this, I'll use the case. What the case says? Replace d by a. So that is equal to x into 1 upon 2 into a. A is what is a? A is minus 2 plus 3 e raised to minus 2x. So what it equals to then? It equals to
-1.
x into minus 4 plus 3, that is minus 1. So minus 1 into x. So minus x e raised to minus 2x will be your particular integral. Clear now? Is it clear?
Sir, but why are we taking the derivative on the both sides?
Okay. See here. Because let me, okay, so you are asking me the method why we are multiplying x and why we are taking the derivative, right? So suppose in case of failure, if phi of a equal to 0, अगर phi of a equal to 0 है, then what does it mean? Phi of a equal to 0 है means what? D minus a is the factor, na? Yes or no? If
Yes,
we
sir.
replace d by a, and if we are getting phi of d equal to 0 by replacing d by a, then that means d minus a is a factor. So I can write this phi of d into its factored form. Phi of d को मैं कैसे लिखूंगा फिर? D minus a into some other function psi of d. Yes or no? Just like in previous question, if I have d square plus 3d plus 2 equal to 0, and on replacing d by minus 2 I'm getting 0, it means what? I can write this in terms of minus. So d plus 2 times some other function of d will be equals to 0. Yes or no? I can write this
Yes.
phi of d, where this psi of d will not have any problem at d equal to minus 2. The rest function, this psi of d is a function who do not have any problem at this a. Do not have any problem means when we substitute d by a there, it will not be 0. Are you getting my point? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So therefore we substitute this into the formula of particular integral. Therefore pi equals to, what is the formula of pi? Pi is 1 upon phi of d operated on f of x, but phi of d is my d minus a times psi of d, and f of x is e to the power ax, isn't it? So that is equal to, I'll use, because this function do not have any problem at a, so I'll substitute d by a there. So what I'll be getting, 1 upon psi at a, and for this d minus a e raised to ax, what I'll do, I'll use the general method. So 1 upon psi at a, and what the general method says, it is e raised to ax, integration of e raised to minus ax into e raised to ax dx. Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is equals to 1 upon psi at a e raised to ax into what this integration is? It is
X.
x. So that is why the reason is 1 upon x into 1 upon psi at a e raised to ax. Is it clear now? Where
Yes,
this,
sir.
uh, where we can write this as a psi at a is nothing but the phi
Sir,
dash
psi
at,
of A can be written as in the form of D also. Pi
yes,
also.
yes, exactly. We can write this as a psi of a can be written in terms of phi, that is phi dash at e, and which is non-zero. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So therefore this is the formula of particular integral, that 1 upon phi of d, I'm writing again, therefore 1 upon phi of d e raised to ax can be written as x into 1 upon phi dash at a e to the power ax, provided that this phi dash of a must be non-zero. If it is again 0, then we will do the same thing. We will get one more x and we will get one more derivative. So x square into 1 upon phi double dash at a. Am I clear now?
Yes.
This is what the logic behind this formula. So this actually, this is not the manually possible in case of higher degree polynomials or the higher order differential equation. For example, let me write the formula. One upon d minus a raised to r e to the power ax, and if this r is very much large, like 50, 27 or whatever, then it is not manually possible to differentiate successively, na? Because this a is a factor how many times, or a is the root how many times? R times. Yes or no? So we'll have to differentiate this d minus a raised to r how many times? R times, and that will be taking time. So instead of this, uh, we have the formula, and that formula is with the help of same logic we have discussed just now. So this formula says it is equal to directly x raised to r upon r factorial e to the power ax. Clear? Clear? For example, 1 upon d minus 2 raised to say 10 e to the power 2x. Can you see when we replace d by 2 here, it will be a case of failure? Yes or no? When we replace d by 2 here, that will be a case of failure. And how many times it will be a case of failure? Because as it is a case of failure, what we do? We used to multiply by x and we used to take the derivative of denominator. So what the derivative of denominator? 10 into d minus 2 raised to 9 e raised to 2x. But again, that will be a case of failure. So again, we will take a derivative. Hello? Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is why instead of taking the successive derivatives, what we do? We use the formula directly. That is equals to what? Then it is x raised to r. What is r here? R is 10 upon 10 factorial e to the power 2x. Right? Clear everyone?
माझं कसं आहे माहिती तुला सांग काय माझं कसं विषय आता समज ती त्याला
Yes.
लिस्ट लाईन देत प्रत्येक
Yes.
विषय मला
Everyone, please do reply. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is very important formula actually for the competitive examinations. Definitely there will be a question on this. Now the second formula, this is the first formula. Second formula is if one of the factor is a case of failure and the remaining factors are not, like we have discussed in the justification, that is if we have d minus a raised to r into some function of d which do not have any problem at this a, then what we do? We replace d by a into that psi, and for the remaining we use the formula above that says x raised to r upon r factorial e to the power ax. Clear? For example 1 upon say d minus 2 raised to 5 into d square plus d plus 1, suppose, e to the power 2x. Then how do we get the particular integral? This function do not have any problem at 2, right? So we directly substitute d by 2 there. So what it will be then? It will be 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7. 1 by 7 into x raised to 5 upon 5 factorial e to the power 2x. Clear to everyone? Hello? Everyone, please do reply in chat box. Are these formulas clear to everyone? Yeah. Okay. So let me explain again. In case of exponential function as a right hand side function, we have to replace d by a into the particular integral. That is what the theme is. And there are 3 more sub cases of this exponential function. Sub case 1, if the function is an exponential function of this form, fx is equal to a to the power x. So this is also an exponential function. How do we write in terms of e? How do you write a raised to x in terms of e? Any one of you? Can we write, first of all, can we write a raised to x in terms of e, exponential function? Hmm?
The
No, sir.
log of
X
e
log
raised
A.
to log of a raised to.
Yeah, exactly. E to the power log of a to the power x. So using the log property, that will be the original function, right? A raised to x. And then using log property, I can write this as a e to the power x log a. Yes or no? So this can be written as e to the power capital A x, where capital A is logs small a. Yes or no? So in this case, pi equals to 1 upon phi of d a raised to x can be written as 1 upon phi at, because a raised to x can be written as e to the power capital ax, right? Let me write here first of all phi of d e to the power capital ax. So if exponential function is there, then we replace d by this d by capital A. So that is 1 upon phi at a e to the power ax. Yes or no? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Huh. But provided that this phi of a must be non-zero again. That is the main thing. So let me write the formula again. Pi equals to 1 upon phi of d a raised to x can be written as 1 upon phi at capital A is nothing but log a, and that is a raised to x. So this is the formula actually. You can directly write, you can directly replace capital D by log a there, provided that phi of log a must be non-zero. In case of failure, अगर ये phi of log a 0 आ रहा है, then we will do the same thing. I'm writing here, if phi of log a is 0, then what we do? Then pi equals to 1 upon phi of d a raised to x can be written as x into 1 upon phi dash, and into that I'll replace d by log a. So phi dash at log a into a raised to x. Clear to everyone? Where phi dash at log a must be non-zero. Hmm? Subcase number 2. Now you can directly write the formula. If f of x is a raised to minus x, then what do you think? They will be replaced by what? Hmm? They will be replaced by minus log a raised to minus x, provided that phi of minus log a must be non-zero. If it is equal to 0, then that is called a case of failure. We'll do the same thing as earlier. One more subcase is there for the constant function, subcase 3. If fx is a constant function, first of all, as we all know that any constant can be written in terms of exponential, like k into e to the power 0x. Yes or no? And particular integral is 1 upon phi of d, that is operated on suppose any constant, then that constant can be written outside the operator. Yes or no? So constant can be written, any constant can be written. Operator is nothing but the integral, isn't it? Integrating operator. So I can write that outside the operator and inside it will be e raised to 0x only. So e raised to 0x means what? D will be replaced by, oh sorry, it's just a minute. Is it your lecture?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, huh? I forgot to stop. D will be replaced by 0 into e raised to 0x. That is 1 only. So this is what the sub case 3. Okay, everyone, you just drop your roll numbers in chat box. You can leave. Ma'am is waiting for you, I think.